Hi everybody, welcome to my woodwind room. Welcome to my second product review I'm doing here on my channel. And first of all, I want to say a big thank you to you guys for your feedback, for your nice comments on my little music video I did, on my tutorial that I did. If you guys like this video as well, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, ask all the questions you want to ask. I'll try to be as quick as possible answering all of them. Thank you very much. So today I want to talk about clarinet and saxophone ligatures, and especially about these guys here. There we go, the Reedmaster ligatures. I was given these by a German woodwind and brass magazine that asked me to write a review about the Reedmaster ligatures. They're pretty new on the market. I haven't seen much of them on the internet, so I thought I'd show you how they look, what they do, if they are that revolutionary as they're claimed to be. So I'll talk a bit in general about ligatures, then I'll show you the ligature, how it works, and then I'm trying to give you some comparison with the Reedmaster ligature, comparing some other ligatures that I'm using, audio sample wise, and yeah, then I'll sum it up at the end of the video. So first of all, choosing a ligature to me is more or less not really much about sound. It's rather about handling. I like it if a ligature only has one screw, so I can apply it easily with one hand, take it off, put it on maybe with one hand only, or if the ligature is pretty sturdy, so if it falls down, it doesn't break or doesn't bend easily. It should keep the reed in place perfectly. If I tune my mouthpiece, the reed shouldn't move. It should be staying in place. It should be kept in place by the ligature. All those sorts of things. Or maybe also sometimes ligatures do leave scratches on my mouthpieces, on the table, if they have a metal part. I don't like that very much, obviously. So handling is much more important to me than sound. So in this case, in the Reedmaster case, we have what they say, a revolutionary reed holding mechanism, I guess, what they say. So we'll take a look what that means. They did send over 3 different ones. They did send over that's a soprano one, yeah, in a greenish marbled looking color. This is the alto saxophone one that came in a brown looking marbled color, and the tenor one, which I took out already, is the classic black version of the ligature. So my first impression was, wow, that's pretty big, that's pretty bulky. Yes, it is quite big, but actually it's pretty light. The heaviest part maybe is the screw itself, or the metal part on top of it. All the rest is pretty easy, pretty light. We have bendable side rails here. That has a reason, I'll show you later. And we have top and bottom, I don't know, it's like plastic or hard rubber. It looks pretty sturdy and pretty well made. And so the idea of this whole thing is, usually you take your reed, put it on the mouthpiece, put the ligature on top and tighten it. That's the way usually a ligature works. In this case, we have 2 little moving rails here at the bottom part, and they tell you to slide in your reed in place, and then the reed stays on the ligature, even if I hold it like so. And you can still pop it out if you want to, but it should stay in place. And then what you should do is, I'm trying to do it that way so that you can see it. Yeah, there we go. You should apply pressure on the side rails like so. And then you should put the ligature with the reed onto your mouthpiece until you think it's in place. I can't really see it from here, but I'm now releasing the pressure. There we go. And once you have released the pressure, the ligature already sits in place. Won't come off again. You still can now readjust the screw a little bit, maybe to tighten it a little bit. And same the other way around, just apply pressure on the side rails, take it off again, the reed is still in place. So that's the idea of it. Looks easy. You still will have to take your second hand. If I do it for myself, I'd apply it that way. There we go. and then I still have a look for the tip if the reed's perfectly aligned to the tip. I did that quite a time, like I tried it like 30-40 times, and actually to me I turned up doing it that way, like I'm used to. I left the reed on the saxophone and put the ligature on and off again. So I thought that was a little time saving and as easy as the new method. So the benefit I don't really see, but maybe some of you liked it that way. It's not a critique, it's just I thought I'm used to doing it that way and it's much easier to do. So what is good actually about the ligature is the fact that this new holding mechanism, if you look at closer here, the way the reed is held onto the table with these two left and right thin rails here is so tight that even if I try to move the tip of the reed won't come off the table, left or right, which often happens with other ligatures. Not all, but some of them. If you adjust the reed at the tip, it also moves at the table. And that doesn't happen with the Reedmaster one. And that's a really, really cool thing to have. I think they should advertise that more because that's really cool. It's really so snug. It really keeps the reed on the table without having too much pressure. I really, really like that. And there's a really, really good second thing, which is also not really advertised, I think. Now I have here like an old Autolink hard rubber kind of mouthpiece, big one. If I take it off, if I take the same ligature and put it on my thin Autolink mouthpiece, now it's way too heavy and moving around. But if I adjust the ligature with the screw to tighten it, I don't know, like I'm pushing it for like 15-20 times, then the ligature fits perfectly to this thin metal mouthpiece. So I could imagine this tenor one fitting on most of the mouthpieces that are on the market for tenor saxophone. So the bigger ones, the thinner ones, maybe that's a ligature of one for all mouthpieces. So very, very good. Very flexible. I don't think there's so much other ligatures that can do that. So that's very good. I'll have to mention, just for your understanding, you might think, oh cool, then I'll take it for my baritone mouthpiece and for my alto mouthpiece as well. The ligature will fit on an alto and maybe also on a baritone, depending on how thin or thick they are. But these rails here at the bottom part, they will only take a tenor reed. So the alto one has a much narrower bottom part, even the soprano one has a much narrower than the alto one. So this is only a tenor saxophone ligature because it only holds tenor saxophone reeds. So that's not a critique, it's just a fact. So it can work with many different tenor saxophone mouthpieces, but not with other saxophone type mouthpieces. So there we go. That's all about the handling. Let's take a listen, comparing this one with some other ligatures that I'm using. You'll see in the video coming up now. Okay, there we go. That's the Reedmaster ligature. That is the GF10 ligature. That is the Borgani Flexitone ligature. Now we've got the Dario ligature. And this is the Francois pure brass ligature. So much for the sound comparison of the ligatures that I'm showing you in this video. I don't want to go too much into detail what I think about the sound, because actually I'm not really sure yet which I like best. I thought they all sound okay, sound good, but I'm really not sure which I like best at the moment. I'm curious to know what you think. Please let me know really which one sounded best to you. Which one was brighter, darker, more clear? I don't know what you might think. Let me know. And also let me know if you thought that the Reedmaster has a very special sound characteristic to it. Leave a comment. I'm really interested. What I want to give you is a little feedback on how it felt while I was playing it. So I thought it offers a very low resistance, which I like. It's very easy. There's no big resistance while I was playing. I think intonation and articulation are pretty accurate. At least I didn't think about it while I was doing it and while I was playing it. And I also think it's good to mention that even if it looks big, it doesn't feel like a big ligature. It doesn't feel like my reed is harmed in vibrating. So it rather felt like a very thin one, like the Francois Louis or the Borgani one, which I don't feel at all. I thought the reed is only just on the mouthpiece and is totally free-blowing, totally vibrating. That's what I like totally. So a clear contrast to me, like if you take a big leather Rovna one, which feels a little bit darker, this one is rather a light one to me in terms of playability. So much for playability or for the feel of it. We've talked about the handling, the pros and cons, or my small critique in terms of the benefit of this new mechanism. Yeah, the price. This one is 299 euros. It's rather expensive. I don't know if there's a more expensive ligature on the market now. I only saw the price on the website of Reedmaster. I haven't seen it in stores yet. That'll come, so we'll see how much it'll turn out there. But at least it will be an expensive one. But again, you can buy one and use it for multiple mouthpieces, especially for tenor. The tenor one works for all tenor ones. You have to get another one for alto or soprano, whatever you want to use for clarinet. But still, that's a good thing if you only, I don't know, want to have one ligature, but you want to use like, I don't know, 3-4 different mouthpieces on your instrument. That's a good thing. Might save you some cash. But still, it's expensive. Let me know what you think. Does it look to be that worth to you, or is the sound so nice? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. This is Axel. That is the review of the Reedmaster ligature. Thanks for watching.